أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الكريم أما بعد. The question is regarding brothers in marriage or who intend to get married. The first thing about marriage is the coming together of two people, two families. When you marry someone, you marry their history, you marry their family. That's the first things brothers should realize. In choosing a wife, what you're actually doing is choosing the family of that person. If you are choosing a husband, you are choosing the family of that person. So we should be very careful in our choices. Secondly, in marriage, one of the biggest problem that I have noticed is that people want to carry on their life as if they were single. What do I mean is that marriage, you cannot be selfish or a selfish person in marriage. Because here you have this person in your space 24/7. You have to sleep with that person, eat with that person, bathe with that, you have all this interaction. So this person sometimes rubs up on you or you rub up on them. And it causes friction between the two parties. So if you are not prepared to give up some of your space and some of your time, marriage will become very, very difficult. Because in marriage, you cannot be selfish. It takes, one of the biggest things that marriage takes from you, it takes part of your personality from you, who you are, because you are sharing it with somebody else. And if we have, especially men, they tend to want to have their own way because of being the Amir or the leader of the marriage or the leader of the family. So most time the woman give way to the desires of the man. Okay, but for healthy marriage, because women only give way in the initial stage. They give way in the initial stage. Eventually, they will come back to you with those problems. Also, one of the things in marriage is handling disputes. One of the biggest problem is handling disputes. Because as men, when we feel challenged, we react to our wife as another man, as if she's another man. And sometimes the women act as men. So you tend to react to their behavior as a man. And to me, that is one of the most dangerous things, because women, from my experience, you cannot out-argue a woman, really. You cannot out-argue a woman. And to me, the best remedy I've seen is silence. Let the person argue how much they want, and when they calm down, then you approach the matter and say, okay, what is the problem? Okay, silence is one of the most effective tools that I have found in dealing with conflict in marriage. And Umar radiallahu anh said that if your spouse is angry, you should be calm. If your spouse is angry, you should be calm. And this goes for the woman also. When one is fire, the other one should be water. Because if two of you all express the same nature, there is no way that the problem can be solved. Okay? So, lastly, in marriage, we must be able to forgive. If you want your marriage to last, you have to forgive. Especially women. They tend to store a whole lot of bad deeds that the husband did. He did this, and he did that, and he did this, and they store it up until they build a big house of problems, and then it becomes a bigger problem. It becomes a castle of problems. Okay, so because they tend to take these things throughout the marriage. Remember when you did this, remember when you did that. The man can do the same with the woman, but most men don't do that. Okay, this is one of the problems with women, and they need to forgive their husband. You know, this is very important, you know, to forgive each other, because if you love somebody, or you say you love somebody, okay, that how can you be carrying this baggage of hate and resentment in a marriage if you say you love this person? Okay, so we need to forgive. And I will end on this note that as men, as Muslim men, I find that we have lost being romantic. You know, we have lost that art. In the dunya, we used to talk to a woman in tutus, you know, you have the woman swooning, you know. But like somehow in Islam, we forget, like, you know, like that don't count anymore. You know. So as Muslim women, we are men and women, we're supposed to be romantic, you know, with our wives. And this is something we have lost that art. I don't know what is the reason for it, but we need to put back the romance in the Islamic marriage, especially in these times.